Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Chào mừng toàn thể quý khán thính giả đến với series podcast bên tách trà của Ban Thông tin Truyền thông Phật giáo Bạc Liêu. Số hôm nay rất đặc biệt, chúng ta sẽ cùng trò chuyện với một vị đại đức đến từ Hàn Quốc. Ngài có pháp danh là Soo Seong và chúng ta sẽ cùng trò chuyện với Ngài về thiền cũng như là cách hướng dẫn tu tập thiền, làm sao để có an lạc trong đời sống, vượt qua những khó khăn, khổ đau trong cuộc sống. Xin mời quý vị cùng chào đón Đại Đức Soo Seong.
Thank you for having me.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
Nice to meet you, Venerable Soo Seong. And very happy because today, for the first time, a foreign monk come into our series podcast, bên tách trà. And you know, this is the very precious chance for everyone to know more about Buddhist tradition, especially meditation.
Yes.
So, can you introduce yourself?
Yes. My name is Soo Seong. I am a Korean Sun monk. Sun also means Chan and Zen.
Yeah.
Same thing, same word. We focus on meditation to go inward.
Yeah.
I grew up as a Buddhist. I lived in Korea until I was 10. Then I immigrated to US, but we had a strong Buddhist background, so I learned about Buddhism since I was young. And I learned meditation, but when I was young, I wasn't very good at it, practicing it. I knew of it. I would do it here and there. But I also was an army officer in the US for 20 years, and I was deployed to Afghanistan and Iraq. My first deployment was to Afghanistan, and because of what happened over there, losing a close friend and also my boss, and also being attacked with rockets, it created fear, shame, guilt. A lot of those anxiety came back to me as a PTSD when I came back. So for me, my solution, because I had a Zen master that was mentoring me, to look inward, you know, and I would break down emotionally, not knowing what's going on. A lot of the soldiers experience similar PTSD because they don't know what's going on in their mind. So, but luckily I had this tool to go inside to increase my self-awareness. And that's really the benefit of the meditation I found, is to look within so that I was able to see that I had all of those negative emotions built up inside. And all I had to do was recognize it, to be able to look at it, to be able to let it go. Simply trying to let go didn't help. But when you meditate, you look inside as the emotions come up. So that's when I became really more passionate about sharing the meditation practice. So I shared it with soldiers when I went to my second deployment to Iraq. And then also when I came back, I started to teach meditation to various professionals. I also became an executive coach, where you coach the executive level in corporations, as well as physicians that are highly stressed. So I was teaching mindfulness meditation so that they can learn to be more present and they can learn to be more resilient in their life. And as I was doing that, I wanted to deepen my practice. And as a layperson, there was limitation. So after I was able to create the condition, I went to become a monk in Korea. And for 4 years, I spent just meditating, learning about the Zen tradition, as well as just meditate in retreats, 90-day retreats at a time, and also a month in between. And so we do Zen meditation. But I came back to US because I wanted to share that with everybody in America, to help them become more resilient, more focused, and to suffer less.
So, Venerable Soo Seong, could you begin by sharing what meditation means in the Buddhist tradition?
So meditation, the way I explain it, is retraining of the mind. We're cultivating the mind. In Buddhist sense, all suffering comes from the mind, our thought patterns, and then also goes to our misidentification, identification of me, myself, and I, right? So for lay people, for normal people, meditation should be about how do we retrain our mind so that we can make the right choice to choose happiness instead of choosing unhappiness. A lot of people live along with their karma of reacting to situation, to people, what's being said to them, what's happening. They react, and they're habitually and they're karmically driven way of reacting, and that creates a lot of suffering. So when we meditate, we're becoming more self-aware. We're becoming more present. So you can make that choice to be happy again based on your intention that you set.
So very well. Many beginners are curious. Is meditation simply about sitting quietly, not moving, or is there more to do when you practice meditation? Because through the media, photo, movie,
Right.
here people say, practice meditation have to sit quietly, no speaking, no thinking, how to keep as long as better.
Right.
So is it correct or not?
No, I think there's part to it where you do to sitting meditation, you sit still, but the image of sitting still, people think is peaceful because the image of it. But when you try meditating, you'll notice that there's thinking going on all the time. So really the essence of it is to become more aware. It's really the essence of self-awareness. So you meditate to understand your thought patterns. How do I react? How do I perceive the world? So once you gain more awareness into it, then you can transform, your thinking patterns and the way you perceive the world. So you can choose to be happy. Yes. So,
the key, right?
so even though you're sitting there, look peaceful, your mind can be going crazy.
So now many people around the world, they start to practice meditation. It's important solution to solve their problem in life.
Yes.
So why is meditation considered as a key practice on the path to peace and happiness in Buddhism?
It's because what we need to do is pay more attention to our own mind. Because even though the world can be crazy, chaotic, there's very limited thing we can do about it. We can't change the world. And it's egoic to think that you can change the world. All we have to do is really change our mind. We cultivate our mind, discipline our mind, so that we don't react to what's going on, but we act in accordance to our intention. So we can become more positive by choosing to be positive and rejecting negative emotion. And the only way to do that is by looking inward to see my thinking pattern. Am I thinking negatively or positively? When you know, then you can choose. If you don't know, then you're just living, you're just getting caught up in the moments of the life. So that's why it's more important to look within to find that peace instead of trying to change the world to find the peace. Yes.
Okay, thank you. And so for someone who has never meditated before, what are the simplest way to begin, or can you show the way how to practice for the beginner?
Yes, for beginners, I always recommend Anapanasati, which is to paying attention to the in-breath and out-breath. So as you sit there, I ask them for posture-wise, just keep your back straight. You can sit on the chair, you can sit on the floor, whatever makes you comfortable. Find a comfortable sitting position, but if you have physical ailment, then you can lay down on the sofa, wherever it is, but bring your attention to the breath, because the breath is the anchor that keeps you in the present moment. So when you breathe in, recognize you're breathing in. When you're breathing out, recognize that you're breathing out.
Yeah.
So simply by following the breath, you can find calmness, and you're also bringing your attention to the present moment. Because being in the present moment, you can become aware, like we talked about earlier, of yourself.
Right.
That way, you can say whenever the negative emotion come up, like anger, when frustration, agitation arises because of what somebody said or the circumstance, you can choose to act more positively.
Yeah.
Only when you're aware and only when you're present,
Sure.
you can choose that. Otherwise, we react like the old ways of frustration and all this negative emotions.
Yeah.
So the suffering is actually choices that we're making. So happiness is also a choice we can make.
Yes.
But in order to have that choice back, that power of choice,
Yeah.
we have to become awake in the present moment, and then become more aware of my tendencies so that I can transform
More
it.
mindful.
Yes, to be more mindful, to act more mindfully, and all of your activities throughout the day, you can be more mindful that way. Yes.
And how long should a beginner meditate a day to start seeing benefits?
Yes. For transformation, I would recommend minimum an hour, but you don't have to do 1 hour at a time. With the beginners, I recommend 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Yes, break it up to 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. You know?
If the time is important, like morning or afternoon, evening, what time is good for meditation?
I think depending if you're busy, just find a time, But
Suitable time.
Yes, suitable time for you. But it's good to do it in the morning and also at night, because that's when you're more relaxed, and also at the end of the day, it may be stressful, but you can wind down before you go to bed. And it's also in the morning is good. I recommend the morning because the energy is start to rise in the morning, and also you can wake up a little bit earlier to have the time to meditate. Right? People complain, I don't have time to meditate. I'm too busy. Well, just wake up a little bit early. Invest your time to recultivating your mind, retraining your mind, so you can be more peaceful and you can be more happier.
So when we study about meditation, there's a new concept, definition about sati, mindfulness.
Yes.
But many people not know much about sati correctly.
Yes.
So you can explain what exactly sati, mindfulness, and how to practice mindfulness sati in the meditation.
Yes, I mean commonly you can explain sati is in Pali, in Sanskrit is smriti, and it translates into mindfulness, but it's really about awareness, knowing what is present, right? Paying attention to the present moment. So having that sati is really about becoming more aware, more awake. And you can have the sati, meaning awareness, throughout the day. Moment to moment to moment.
So is breath meditation, anapanasati is good place for.
Okay, to cultivate peace, harmony, and compassion, those are all positive qualities, right? And those are all qualities that we can choose to be. But in order to choose those qualities to be, we have to be first self-aware. And to be self-aware, you have to be present, here and now. And that's what this meditation of Anapanasati meditation helps you to become more present. By using your breath as anchor to be here and now, you can become more aware of your way of being. You can say, am I peaceful right now? Okay, I want to be peaceful. And it's a choice. So in order to make that choice, you have to become awake to here and now, to know whether I am feeling negative or positive energy. And then you choose. It's not easy at first, but you have to practice. And once you practice meditation long enough, you can become aware when negative emotions arise, and you can choose not to allow that to form, and you can choose more positive, like being peaceful, being more compassionate toward others.
So In your experience, how has meditation transformed your own understanding of peace and happiness?
Yes, I shared this before, but when I came back with PTSD from being deployed to Afghanistan, I experienced, losses and also fear of death. A lot of the emotions were kind of like intertwined. So in order to let that go, I had to meditate on my own mind, my own emotions that was arising. It was getting triggered without even me knowing. So when I sat there, as it arises, like fear, shame, guilt, different type of emotion arises, I was looking at it. I was paying attention to it until it disappeared. That's how we let go negative emotion. It's not by trying to ignore it, suppress it, or oppress it. It's by looking at it directly.
Yeah. Okay. And the last question, Monday. What are some common challenges beginners face in meditation?
Yeah.
And how can they overcome them?
Yes, a lot of people feel the biggest challenge is because they're thinking so much. They're discovering their monkey mind through meditation.
Yes.
So I usually congratulate them for now you're aware of your monkey mind. Now that you're aware, you can choose to be right here by coming back to the breath. So it takes a lot of practice to be present, to be right here. But just coming back to the in-breath, coming back to the out-breath, even though you're thinking a lot, that practice, sometimes a million times, but keep doing that is going to recultivate, retrain your mind to be present here and now.
So the last question. So do you have any advice to the Vietnamese lay Buddhists in Vietnam who is practicing meditation now? And also we hope to see you one day come Vietnam to teach meditation.
Oh yes, I'd love to. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
So any advice for the Vietnamese people?
I think for all people,
Yeah.
no matter what country,
Yeah.
everybody is suffering because of our own mind. It's not about the situation. It's not about the country. It's not about the person outside. It's our own mind that's creating suffering.
Yeah.
So choose to be happy. Choose the right mind, right action, and right speech.
Yeah.
And then we can find, that's the Buddha's teaching.
Yes.
Yeah, Buddhist teaching is really all about cultivating the right mind, mindfulness, and then right speech, right action. All the 8 Noble Paths that he talked about, you can find happiness by trying to follow that as well. But first, understand the Buddha Dharma in a little bit, okay? And then set that intention to be awake,
Yes.
to become awakened, to be the Buddha that you already are.
Yeah.
We all have the Buddha nature. So we set that intention and then using mindfulness as a guard to make sure I stay on the same path as a Buddha did. Yes, as everybody here knows. To be happy, you have to be compassionate. Yeah. So be altruistic, be compassionate to everybody, then you'll automatically find happiness. And then we still can cultivate our mind to be fully awake so that we can choose to do what we need to do instead of being automatically reacting, creating suffering for myself and others. So I wish everyone the best, and hopefully this was helpful.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the brief talk today.
Yeah.
And I hope, I do believe that everyone can learn a lot from this talk, especially the way practicing meditation taught by you. And thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for
sharing that. Thank you for being here.
Yes.
And may the God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation. I hope this helped.
It's really nice, It's really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice and useful.
Thank you.
And easy to understand.
Okay.
And I think everyone will love your Dhamma talks.
Yeah, I hope